everyone, so there has been some big news here in Nevada County for anyone who's interested in tiny homes. Okay, so the Board of Supervisors just approved an ordinance that will allow tiny homes on wheels to be used as permanent residences, okay? This is a huge step forward in expanding affordable housing options here, and I want to break it down for you, what it means, how it works, and how it could be an option for you. So first of all, what happened? The Board of Supervisors approved an ordinance that will allow tiny homes on wheels, and they call them THOWs, as permanent residences in all zones where traditional housing is allowed. That means that you can now live full-time in a tiny home on wheels on your property, whether it's a primary home or an ADU or part of a dwelling group. Now, this doesn't apply to RVs. Those are still not considered permanent housing because they don't meet the same safety and durability standards. But it's a big step forward for tiny home enthusiasts looking for a more flexible, affordable way to own a home in Nevada County, more similar to like a mobile home than an RV, if you think of it that way. Like they deliver something, permanently affix it to the ground, and that's now considered the residence versus an RV. You can just still move around. So it's gonna need to be like affixed to the ground somehow. But if you want more details for that, you can check out the official planning website at www.nevadacountycalifornia.gov/planning projects, or reach out to the principal planner, Tyler Barrington at the county there, and I'll leave that link down below so you can do your own research as well. So I just wanted to share a little bit about why this is exciting for me personally. So for those of you that don't know my background, I grew up here in Nevada County, off-grid, in tiny homes, on 33 acres. So I truly get the appeal of wanting to have your own space, have it be, low overhead. You don't have to have a whole lot of expenses with that. You live really close to nature, live really simply, but still comfortably in a nice small space where you're spending a lot of more time outside. It's really nice. And Nevada County is such an incredible place for this type of lifestyle. We have so much gorgeous lands, and compared to other parts of California, land prices here are much more affordable. We're in like the perfect location for that kind of lifestyle, right between Sacramento and Lake Tahoe. So you still get all 4 beautiful seasons to enjoy, but you're not gonna get like way too much snow. It's not gonna be way too cold to really enjoy that lifestyle. I think it's just a perfect place, and we do have, a lot of land for sale. There's a lot of open space that you can develop. So there's a lot of opportunities here, and that's why I'm so excited about this. I think it's huge. I think we're all thinking that, right? Like we need affordable housing. How can we make this possible for more people to own a home and get, nice, comfortable housing? So I think this is so awesome. And I would love to help more people buy land in Nevada County for their tiny home. So if you are thinking about buying land for a tiny home here, I just want to walk through a few things to consider, okay? So location and budget. Where in the county do you want to be, and how much do you want to spend? Those are kind of the first pieces I'll ask you of when we're first starting that conversation. Where do you want to be? What's your budget? What are you looking to spend? We do have different areas in the county. Our county kind of runs east to west. On the west side is lower elevation, and then the east, it goes up towards Lake Tahoe. You can kind of visualize that because we're right in the foothills here. So the more east you go, hopefully I said that right. The more east you go, the higher elevation. So the more snow, the colder it will be. The more west you go, it'll be a little hotter, a little drier. But anywhere in the middle, Grass Valley, Nevada City are kind of in the middle there. So it's all a really nice range, but think about where you want to be, how close you want to be to town, which, areas you really like, and we can start looking in those areas for you. So the second thing we're gonna think about is utilities on the property. So depending on where you are, you might have a septic system, or you might be connected to city sewer. You might have a well, or you might be on city water, and you might be on PG&E, or you might be on solar power, and you might be on propane, and if you're within the city limits, you might be on natural gas. But I can help you navigate all this. It's just that when you're out further in the rural areas, you'll probably have those things that are more just for you, right? Like just a well, just a septic, your own propane tank, things of that nature, rather than being connected to the grid, which is totally cool. So zoning and permitting is also important to look at and consider. So this new ordinance makes things easier, but every property is different and each area has its unique characteristics. So it's important to understand what's allowed before you buy. Like Nevada County has its own rules, and then Nevada City, Grass Valley, Penn Valley, they might have other things to consider too. So it's just important to do your research, contact folks in the planning department, the building department of the county. They're really helpful to make sure you're getting your questions answered before you fully commit to a property. It's really important, and I can help with that too. So you should work with me to buy land because I do specialize in Nevada County. I've lived off grid. The reality is a lot of the best deals in our office never even make it to the market because Sierra Heritage Realty, we handle about 75%, if not more, of all the land sales that happen in the county. So we're constantly hearing about new land listings, even house listings too, but this video is just about land, right? But we get all these new listings coming through our office, and so it's really nice when we're like, oh, I have a client that reminds me of, like, I'm gonna send this to them, get them more information, and maybe connect, the buyer and seller and make a deal happen before it even gets on the market. You have less competition, etc. And then you have access to property listings that you wouldn't otherwise find online because they're not even listed yet, which is super awesome. And then I wanted to go over the process of buying land in Nevada County so you kind of know what to expect through the process. Okay, so here's the step-by-step process. Define your needs and budget is the first step, which makes sense, right? We need to figure out what we're looking for. So we want to determine your must-haves, the location, the property size, the budget, whether you need existing utilities like septic and a well, or if you are going to develop those once you purchase the property. So that's really important. And then we can set up a search. I can provide access to both on-market and off-market listings, ensuring you see every available option that fits your criteria. And I will set you up on my MLS, like Realtor.com, Redfin, Zillow, all those companies, they just pull information from the MLS. So I will set you up on the MLS so you can see that directly, and I'll send you any off-market opportunities as well. So once we find a piece of land of interest, we will research zoning, building restrictions, access to utilities, easements, any potential obstacles, just to make sure that the property in question fits your kind of idea and needs. And then once you're pretty set and you feel comfortable making an offer, I'll do a CMA, a comparative market analysis. So I like to do this for all my buyers before we make an offer to make sure we're making a strong but competitive offer based on similar sales, comparable sales in the area. I don't want you overpaying for land, and I also don't want you kind of thinking that we're not gonna be paying enough, if that makes sense. Like, it still needs to be, like, the value needs to make sense for both sides. So I'm just gonna provide you with that information, and then we will make the offer and negotiate. So we'll submit the offer, they might counter us, there might be terms that they want to counter. If there's seller financing, that adds a little bit of complexity. I can go over that more in detail in a different video because a lot of people have questions on seller financing, and I love it. It's easy, it's good, I can help you. But anyways, so we are going to submit the offer, negotiate. We're going to do any inspections, cross off any contingencies, make sure there's legal access, all those good things. And depending on the property, you want to do your land inspections, any inspections that you feel fit. So depending on the property, that could be soil testing, percolation test for septic systems, well flow test, water quality test, and any environmental studies that you want to do on the property. And that's kind of your period, your investigation period, to find out anything that you want to know, that you need to know before moving forward about the property. Okay, so after inspections and all the disclosures, we finalize financing if there's any, and we sign the closing documents and eventually transfer ownership, and I hand you the non-existent keys to your new piece of property, and it's now yours. So if you're considering a tiny home on wheels and you found out about this new ordinance in Nevada County, let's talk, because I'd really love to help you find the perfect piece of land and guide you through the process. So drop a comment below, shoot me a message, or email me. Okay, and I'll send you more information and get you started so you can have your dream lifestyle here in Nevada County. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.